Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Donovan, the smartphone guy, coming back at you with another video. And tonight we're going to take a look at a couple of fitness slash smartwatches. So the first one is going to be the Microsoft Band 2. We'll take a look at this watch and its capabilities in terms of fitness and in terms of the actual smartwatch capabilities that it has. And the second watch, which I just picked up about a couple days ago, which you can now pick up for the low price of $160 on Amazon, is the Moto 360 Sport. So those are the two watches we're going to take a look at, and of course these are very different watches, but in a lot of ways they're kind of similar as well. The Moto 360 is running Android Wear, while the Microsoft Band 2, of course, is running the Microsoft version. And the app that you would use on your phone is called Microsoft Health that it pairs with. So let's take a look at the Microsoft Band 2. I've been using this watch for quite a while now, and this is the watch that I kept going back to. So first of all, let's take a look at the actual charging mechanism. So it uses this little mechanism here to latch on or magnetize to that, and that's how it charges. And then you just plug it in via USB. So if you lose this thing, you can't charge it. Kind of stinks. So I have a couple of them. I picked up a couple when I got the watch. So this right here is a UV sensor, so it can actually sense how much ultraviolet rays you're getting or how powerful those ultraviolet rays are. And this is, of course, the clasping mechanism. We do have, of course, a heart rate sensor down here. This is kind of like the all-purpose button here, and then it has the activity button. There is a microphone, so if you use it with a Microsoft phone, it can sync with Cortana, so you can actually give it some voice commands through Cortana there. And that's really about it. So these are, I think, sweat sensors, if I can remember right. So that is the watch. Now, I just want to show you real quick how I wear this. So one thing that I will complain about immediately is how uncomfortable this watch is to wear for a long period of time. And that is really, like, no matter how I wore it, it really didn't matter. So the way I typically wore it was on the inside of my wrist, because that tended to be the most comfortable way to wear it. But of course you can wear it this way as well, but easily more comfortable on the inside of the wrist. So good, bad, I don't know. So this is the actual watch, of course, and we'll take a look at some of the things it's capable of. So of course, step counter. If we swipe to the left, Bluetooth, and right now I don't have it synced because I'm using the Moto 360 right now, Moto 360 Sport. And then it does have heart rate, of course, and then the battery life over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and swipe to the right, and you can see that it does sync with, this is text messages. So that was just a message that I haven't deleted yet. Your mail, phone calls, it'll just show you old phone calls that you received, calendar. Now this is the actual running part of it, so you click on that, and then this is the action button. So you would click that, and then it would search for GPS, and then of course it'll let you start without GPS. Now one of the things I really like about this is that the accuracy on this watch, okay, so it already GPS locked and I'm inside, so that's pretty amazing. But one of the things I will comment on this is that even without GPS, the accuracy with this watch, just by using your step count, is pretty darn close. It usually wasn't very far off in terms of my actual distance that I had gone. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like once you're running. So, of course, I'm not actually moving. I haven't gone anywhere, so this is the mileage. I forget what this is up here, but this is your time, and then you can swipe over, hopefully. Ooh, maybe. All right, we'll just stop it. All right, so pause the run, and we'll swipe over and end the session. So that is what a run looks like. That's the back button. Of course, you can do the same thing with a bike, hiking, weightlifting. This is for sleep, so it'll actually track your sleep. There's an alarm there, so it'll vibrate if you set the alarm, and it's a pretty strong vibration. Woke me up every time whenever I did use this as an alarm. There's no actual sound that comes out. There, you can use it for golf, and it does have some courses that you can have paired up to it. And then there's a settings menu as well. So I'm not going to go through all of the settings, but just some of the things that are available on this watch. So it does have some smartwatch capabilities, not exactly a watch that you use primarily for that purpose, though, in my opinion. Definitely more of a fitness tracker. But it's excellent for runners. I think this is one of the more accurate in terms of heart rate and distance. The GPS is very accurate. And then, of course, like I said, even without GPS, very accurate in terms of distance. Now, of course, GPS is more accurate. So that is the Microsoft Band 2. Now, the complaints that I have, again, are the uncomfortable, how uncomfortable it is to wear for a long period of time, particularly because of this little bump right here. That's probably the biggest complaint I have. And then the other thing that I like to do when I'm running is I like to listen to music. And this has no built-in memory. So Microsoft, when you come out with the Band 3, add 4 gig or whatever so that people can store some music onto the band. That would be a nice addition because I think a lot of runners like to run with music. So that is the Microsoft Band 2. Now, I will also mention in terms of battery life is roughly about a day. You're not going to get much further past a day, maybe a day and a half, but then you're, of course, risking the fact that you might run out of battery. So if you use GPS, of course, you're pretty much going to be stuck with a day. In terms of battery life. So that is the Microsoft Band 2. Now let's take a look at the Moto 360 Sport. So before I pick this up, one of the things that I was concerned about is a lot of people said that it's just not very good for actual sports. So that was kind of a concern of mine. So this is the actual display, so I'm going to swipe that down. Now this shows you how much heart activity you've done. So it says that I'm already done for the day. This is your step counter up here, and you can go ahead and click in there. Get rid of that. You can go ahead and click in there and it will bring you to the Microsoft Body, I believe is the name of the count. So it looks like I've walked 4.4 miles and I've almost done 10,000 steps and I haven't even gone for my run yet today. So this, of course, tells you your steps per week, and so 19,000 on Tuesday. So that's just a few things to look at. This is a stopwatch, so if I click on this little thing right here, gives you a, oops, I missed it. Try again. Oh, of course it's not going to work. Okay, maybe that's not the stopwatch. I could be wrong. All right, and then over here we have, what is this? Oh, that's your calories burned for the day. So 819 calories that I've burned during activity. Now that doesn't tell you the actual calories that you've burned for the entire day. So again, this is running Android Wear, as I mentioned before, so you can swipe down, and of course you get all your Android Wear settings. So brightness boost, maybe I should turn that on right now, so you guys can see a little bit better. And then I can swipe up and down, so this is just showing me my Microsoft Body app, and tells me I'm almost there, 82 steps to go to get to my goal. Now this is the actual Body app, and you can see that it doesn't particularly work very well. So now it's actually going to take me into it. All right, so this is the app that you would use for a run for GPS. So right there it is. And one of the things that you hear from a lot of other reviewers is that the running piece of it isn't very good. So you'd say, okay, this isn't a very good watch for running. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. I would argue that it actually is quite good for running. So this is just some of the units you can kind of mess with, but let me show you in a little bit why I think that this is actually a very good watch for running. Just don't use Microsoft Body as the app. All right, so then you can see, I got a package that's shipped from Amazon, so you can get all your normal Android Wear apps. So we'll go ahead and get through all those, and then I will swipe over to get my apps. So this is the reason why I think this is great for running. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into an app called Ghost Racer here. All right, so we're gonna use it in standalone mode. All right, so this is going to go ahead and try locking onto GPS. While I have that working to lock into GPS, I want to take a look at my phone here. We'll get rid of that. And I have Ghost Racer here as the app. And this will pair with the watch, so you can see that the GPS has locked in. So I'm not actually going to run right now, so I'll go ahead and swipe that away. So I want to show you what Ghost Racer looks like as an app. The reason why this is a great watch for running is if you use Ghost Racer, there's a lot of things you can customize while you are running. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my settings. And in the settings, there are options for down here, Android Wear. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my Android Wear settings, and then we're going to take a look at customizing the screen for Android Wear. So this is, you can see it looks like a Sony Smartwatch 3 because this was created for Sony originally, because that was the first Android Wear watch that supported GPS. So this is the way I have this watch set up when I used Ghost Racer. So these are the things that are going to show up when I'm actually on a run. So my total time, my distance, my pace, and my average pace. Now I'm going to go ahead and click to edit that. And you can see that it gives me a bunch of options. So I'm going to go into some of the options that I have to change. So these are all the things that I can have it show me on that particular screen. So there's time, distance, speed, average speed, elevation, elevation gain, gradient, pace, average pace, clock, calories, battery, bearing, last kilometer, last mile. So it'll show you all of those things. Any of those things you can choose to have it show. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit edit. So I kept it the same. Now notice that it has pages up here as well. So I can have multiple pages. So as I swipe to the left, it will show me a new page on the watch. So now this one, of course, I didn't even set up the second page because I didn't really care about that one. The only one I really care about are these four right here. But you can put just about anything on there and it works perfectly with the app. Now, the other thing that I really like, of course, is for me, I am in Google Music. So I can, of course, swipe down here and I have my Google Music, Google Play Music all synced into this watch as well. So at the same time that I'm running, so you can see Moto Body Running is the option that it comes with. But like I said, get Ghost Racer on the Moto 360 and you have yourself a great running watch. So then, of course, I can go to my Play Music and I already have a pair of headphones, Bluetooth headphones that I sync to this watch, and I can run hands-free with my Bluetooth headphones and listen to my music while also tracking all of my activities, which is to me, that is the most important thing while I'm running. And then not only that, but something that the Sony Smartwatch 3 was missing was heart rate. So this also has heart rate. Now, I do want to mention the Sony Smartwatch 3, why is that not the best? Like this only has, Bluetooth, this only has the heart rate different than the Sony Smartwatch 3. But a big difference is if anybody who has ever used the Sony Smartwatch 3, if you've used that, you know that watch suffers from a major issue. And that is that as soon as your body gets sweaty and the sensors on the back of the watch get sweaty, GPS just goes out. I actually would have to take my watch off of my wrist so that it was no longer sweaty so that the GPS could sync back in. And how frustrating as a runner to have to take your watch off just so the GPS would work. Motorola, did a little bit more, I guess, checking, engineering. They did it, and the GPS, when it gets sweaty, the Bluetooth, the GPS all work. All the sensors on this work while you are running. So that is a nice thing about this watch. So a lot of things that you don't like about the Sony Smartwatch 3 are fixed by this watch. Just remember, if you're a runner, use that app, Ghost Racer. Don't use the Moto Body Running app that comes with it. So that is my thoughts on these two watches, and of course the Sony Smartwatch 3 as well. Let me know what you think if you're a runner. I'm a runner, so I'd like to share some more tech ideas with some of my running friends out there. Subscribe to my channel. I do giveaways each week, so take a look at those as well, some of the past videos. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down in the description, not in the description, in the comment section. And I'd love to hear from you guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.